Yeah, so I'm gonna try this one more time. We're gonna try it this way. I originally, when I came on here, I already deleted that video. I originally was going. I had Logic open. I had Helix Line 6 Helix Native, the plugin in there, and I was gonna actually play, but um, I want to see if that was causing the issue here because normally when I do this, I've always had my Helix floor with me, and I would plug in, directly into my interface here, and I didn't have these many problems. So I wanted to try something different with native. I'm wondering if that just using that was just causing too many issues with the computer. So and unfortunately, I don't have my Helix floor with me. I actually have it with me, but it's over there. And it now for you guys that know me, take a look at this. I got boxes. I'm starting to pack. We're going to be moving soon at some point here, hopefully within the next week or two. And so we've started packing, and I don't have most of my stuff all set up, so I can't. I wanted to play using native. Can't do that. It's not going to let me. All right, someone just jumped on, so let me know who you are, because I really. Let me see here. Who is here? Who is here? And this is going to depend on. It's going to decide whether or not I actually delete this stream, because it was a last minute thing that I. Hey, what's up, Johnny? Happy New Year to you. Someone actually showed up. Were you here earlier when I was having all these issues? And I almost gave up. I shut everything down a few times. And from the looks of it, it looks like having Logic open with native is what was causing all the issues. Are you getting good sound, video? Like, is this in sync? We've got a couple of people. Who else just showed up? One of these days I'm going to upgrade my Mac and... oh, great. Thanks, Johnny. One of these days I'm going to upgrade my Mac to be able to handle a lot more than it can right now. I mean, it's fine for recording and doing that, having fun like that, but I want to really get into these YouTube videos and more streams and being able to do more. And I have a Mac Mini. I mean, it's great for what it is, but for me to do what I want to do, like really want to do, to take my YouTube channel, to another level, I'm going to have to upgrade my computer at some point. But that's going to have to wait because we're buying a new house, and all monies are going to that. So, but the reason I wanted to come on here today, as you probably see in the description, is heading to NAMM in less than 2 weeks. Pretty excited about it. Never been to NAMM. It was on the bucket list. Finally going. I just finally said to hell with it. I'm going to go. I don't care what it costs. I really can't afford it, but I'm going, so can't back out now. I leave on the 24th of January, which is a Wednesday, the day before NAMM actually starts. And I'm trying to see if I can go to Disneyland while I'm out there, because my hotel that I'm staying at is pretty much across the street from the convention center and the Marriott and all that. And across the street from my hotel is Disneyland, and around the block is House of Blues. I know Extreme is playing on the Saturday night. So I don't know. Maybe one of the guys from the Line 6 guys, or one of you guys that are going to be there. Maybe you might want to go check out the Extreme show. I think the tickets are like $30. I haven't bought a ticket yet. I was debating on whether to pre-order one, or just maybe showing up that night and seeing if I can get a ticket. I might try to hit up somebody that I know that might be able to help me out with that. But yeah, so I wanted to know what you guys, if you had any. I'm going to try to hit as many booths as I can, obviously, and I do have to thank Line 6 for getting me a badge for the show. Very much appreciate it. I can't wait to actually meet those guys in person. Especially Frank. Uh, he's helped me out a lot, and you know, I do the best I can with as far as using their product. I get when I'm playing live, you know, I use the Helix obviously, but I get asked so many times by other guitar players. They come, you know, you go to a show, you want to check out the gear, and I get asked so many times, like, what are you playing through, and you know, what's on that pedal board there. So I always put in a great word for the Helix. And I just had a question yesterday on my YouTube channel about from one of my past streams about why I had the Fractal AX8, which was great. I mean, excellent tones in that, and you know, the effects are out of this world too. But I got asked why I made the switch to the Helix, and it was simple answer. It's probably might be the easiest piece of gear I've ever used. I still don't think I've looked in the manual, and like I've said previously, they give you that little thumb drive, which I thought was to store your sounds on, but it's actually the manual on there. I haven't opened it. It's just so plug and play, and it's so easy to figure out. And the thing that I didn't like about the Fractal unit, and most I've had the AX8, the FX8, I've had the XFX. While I love the sound from those units, being at a gig now, this is different because on the computer, when their editor is great and it's easy to get around and do what you want to do, but at a gig, the the small screen, and then having to go through sub menus and trying to find what you need in an instant, it drove me crazy. And not that I was making a lot of making changes on the fly at gigs, but there were a few times where I had to try to do something quickly, and it wasn't fun. So the Helix, with the big screen, everything's in color and everything's right there. I mean, you don't have to go into sub menu D of this menu of that menu. You're right there. You can just pull it right up, and that's that. Who else is on here besides Johnny Guitars? Say hello in the chat. That's what the chat's for. Like I said, I had planned on playing a little today and maybe trying to build a preset, but it is not going to happen. So I guess I answered my own question as to why when I was on here earlier, the stream wasn't working well. It's because I had a Logic up with Native open in it, so I can't do that anymore unless I update I want to get an iMac, one of the new ones at some point. But anyway, since I will be at NAMM, and as you know, I have a podcast called the Rocker Dad Podcast, and that was the main reason for me going out there, besides getting to play every guitar under the sun and play through a lot of amps and hopefully meet a lot of people. But the podcast, because I got a bunch of business cards made and ready to go. I'll be bringing my CDs out there and passing them out. But I want to start booking more guests for the podcast. Once I move, I can get my studio set up again. And you know what? I just remembered. I was on Facebook, and I went in the Helix group, and I said I was not going to be doing the stream. But sorry, hold on. I just want to let people know in the forum, or not the forum, the Helix group, that I'm back on here. Don't know how long. I could get a phone call at any minute to deal with my house, so I might have to cut it short. But those that are here, any questions or any requests for NAMM? Like, is there anything you want me to? I'm going to try to take as many photos, as many videos. I might go live at times. Go to my Rocker Dad Podcast page on Facebook. Just type in the Rocker Dad Podcast, and if you don't just like the page. And I might be going live from there if I'm hearing horror stories about cell phone signals in the convention center. So I'm hoping that I have a decent signal. I'm on Verizon, so who knows. So if you want to check out that page. I'm going to be posting a lot of stuff to that, and probably doing maybe like a running diary, or going live. If I come across someone, you know, pretty famous and they're nice enough to stop and talk, maybe I'll go live with them or try to get them hooked up for the podcast. That's the main reason I'm going out there. It's weird seeing myself on here. Like I'm talking and then I can see. That's why I keep looking up at my screen. I can see myself like delayed. Like I just pointed, and now it just pointed. So that's why I keep looking up. And I'm also making sure the stream, the YouTube stream health is good. And so far it's been good since I shut down Logic. Johnny, you're gonna be there. That's cool. You're gonna have to find each other, definitely. I'm guessing you're gonna probably be near the Line 6 booth at some point, at some times. Make sure you hit me up. I'll give you a CD. I'm gonna take as many as I can. I'm only bringing a small suitcase, a carry-on suitcase, and I'm bringing a backpack. So I'm going to try to get as many CDs into the backpack that I can get through not only going through the airport security, but also getting my bag into NAMM. I got freaked out the other day because I was going through, I downloaded the NAMM app, and if you haven't downloaded the NAMM app, download it because it's actually really, really, really cool, and you can set up your, you know, the events that you want to see, and all the vendors are there. You can check off them and make sure you get to all of them. But on the app, it was a little confusing because I looked on the bag policy, and it said backpacks are okay. It said bags are okay. It said bags. Well, first it said backpacks, briefcases, and rolling briefcases are okay. Then it said bags are okay, but bags no larger than 17 by 8 by, I don't know what the other size was, the other dimension. And my backpack, actually I got it right here. My backpack is pretty damn big. I think this measures from, you know, top to bottom around 20 inches. So it says they check all bags, which I'm only going to have CDs. I hope they're not going to be, you know, get pissed off about that. But I hope they don't say, well, your bag is too big, you can't take that in, because they better be giving me some kind of plastic bag that I can throw all my stuff in to carry in there, and I'll pick up the bag after. So if anybody has been to NAMM before and is going through the backpack thing, if you bring a backpack in, let me know, because I don't have a smaller backpack. My kids have backpacks, but I'm not going to be going in there with a little pink backpack. So, yeah. So NAMM is coming. I am really looking forward to it. The only thing that's kind of thrown me off with the whole thing is my house situation. If you go onto my channel, there's a couple of videos that I recently put up about my roof issues, and you can, I'm not going to get into that, but you can go, and there's 2 parts. You can watch those and just see what I've been dealing with as far as the house selling and buying. So that's taken up pretty much 90% of my time probably the last month, or a little more than a month. So more people jumping on. Say hello in the chat. Be like Johnny Guitars. He said hello. He's talking. Everybody else just sits there and doesn't want to say anything. So say hello. We're here talking about I'm going to NAMM. If you want any requests, any boots you want me to check out, again, find my page on my Rocker Dad podcast page on Facebook. Just do a search, the Rocker Dad podcast, like the page, and I'm going to try to do some live streams from NAMM. I'm going to do a lot of photos and maybe upload. If I can't do live streams because of the cell service is terrible, I'll just take a lot of videos, and when I get back to the hotel, I'll upload them to that page so you guys can check them out. Yeah, Johnny says it's I'm gonna have a blast. It's an overload for guitar players. I can imagine just from seeing other videos and photos over the years. Eddie showed up. What's up, Eddie? Good to see you again. It's been a while since I've been on here. and it might be a while before I get back on. So I wanted to get at least something really quick here today on here, just to say hello and until I head out to Anaheim. I'm flying from Rhode Island, so I'm basically flying across the country and flying alone. I need to load up my iPad with some movies because I believe it's around 8 hours travel time, which I'm not looking forward to, especially since I have a bad hip right now. Not looking forward to sitting in an airplane, you know. And there is a stop, but not looking forward to that. But I'll get through it, and hopefully I'll be coming home with some goodies. From as you guys always notice, I'm always wearing hats. A lot of times during my videos or during these streams. Not because I like wearing hats. It's just because I get up in the morning. I when I play on stage, I play in a Bon Jovi tribute. You gotta make sure your hair's right and all that stuff. I get up in the morning. I just don't feel like dealing with it, so I just take a shower, dry my hair, and I just throw a hat on. So that's why I'm always wearing hats. So when I go out to NAMM, any of these companies that I go visit, they have swag. I'll be happy to wear it on my videos and on the streams. So just throwing that out there. What about you guys? Any besides Johnny, anybody else that is on here watching you going to NAMM? If you are, let me know. I will have CDs. Find me and I'll give you a CD unless I run out. It can only take so many. I'm thinking of going to Disneyland that Wednesday that I get there, because I'll be at my hotel probably by noontime, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, California time, and there's not going to be much going on, so I might go to Disneyland just for the other day. And I got to call NAMM, because the other day I was on their website, on the NAMM official website, and they had something about discounted tickets, Disneyland tickets for people going, attendees of the convention. And I clicked on it, and it said you can get a Twilight, from 4 p.m. till they close for like $79 instead of paying $97 or $100 or whatever it is. So I was like, oh, I should probably do that. And I didn't buy the tickets then. Now I go back on this morning to buy the ticket, and I can't find that link anymore. I did a search on their website. I can't find it anymore. So I'm going to give them a call. If any of you guys know anything about that, let me know. Because I'm really thinking, I don't know if I'll ever get out there again. Disneyland's right across the street from the hotel. So I'm thinking, just what the hell. At least I can go see the Star Wars stuff, because I'm a big Star Wars fan. If nothing else. I'm not really I think of Disney as more for kids, and Universal Studios is more for adults. But Universal Studios is too far from where I'm going to be. So I want to get some Disney tickets, but I don't want to pay full price because I'm not going for the full day. What else? What else do I have going on here? As you know, I'm back to playing an actual amp. I have a JCM 2000 DSL 100 again. And I mentioned this on the Helix group on Facebook. I believe it was last week. I preferred my amp's tone over actually playing through the amp models through the amp and using the amp as a power section. And the reason, come to find out, we had a blizzard a week ago, and that day I just couldn't do anything, so I was in here, and I said, you know what, let me try to do this again. I ran it, through the effects return on the amp, and I started really digging into the amp models, going through my JCM 2000, using that just for power, through the 212 cab. And I gotta say that it's kind of won me over, the amp models going in that configuration. Playing direct is fine, but I had always preferred going using the amp's tone and just using the Helix for effects. But after having a full day where I just did nothing but I went through the preamps, which a lot of them didn't sound good to me. I don't know. I think it's when you're using the amp models, they're also taking into account the power amp of that amp they're modeling. So that's adding to the tone. when I tried the preamps. There were a few that sounded pretty good, but the amp models with the power amp simulation through the Marshall using that power amp, I was getting some really, 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 really good sound out of that. So now I am thinking trying, and I'm always trying different things. Every gig I have, I'm doing something different. So I'm really, the last gig I played, I used the amps tone on stage through the cab, but I also ran XLR out of the Helix with the not, I don't think I was using stock cabs. I think it was an impulse response. I forgot which one, but I was running that to front of house, and I was using actually the preamp from my amp through the IR out. Sounded okay. You know what? Let me correct myself. I did that after that show. At that show, I just set up a separate path where I had a full Helix model and cabinet and everything going in front of house, and I matched it, with the tone of my Marshall. But I wasn't. To be honest, I really wasn't really happy with what I was getting for a sound. I mean, I saw some videos of the show, and it sounded good out front, but what I was hearing myself, I wasn't happy with that. So, like the next day or two, I ended up just setting it up where my amp's preamp and the tone from my amp were going through an IR, and I was using the IR to go to my system here. And it sounded pretty good using the DSL 100's tone going through an IR. It sounded pretty good. But then, like I said, last week, Blizzard sat here for hours and just went through all the amp models, and one of my favorite amp models on there running through that amp over there through a real cab was the Arch type lead. It just had a really nice, insanely nice distorted tone to it. If any of you guys run it that way, are you run direct, or are you running into your effects return on a real amp? Or what are you guys doing? Eddie's asking, what's my NAMM agenda? Promoting the podcast, streaming, and the show updates. Oh, you must have got here late. So yeah, the main reason, besides wanting to go to NAMM forever, the main reason that I'm going is because of the podcast. And if you haven't already, get on Facebook, like the podcast page, the Rock of Dad Podcast. I'm going to try to stream live from there at points if the cell signal is good enough. If not, I'm going to take tons of photos, tons of videos. And, once I get back to the hotel and I'm on Wi-Fi, I can upload all that. So at least you guys will be able to see some stuff. If you have any requests, I'm going to try to get to as many things as I can. But if you have any requests that you want me to check out, let me know. And I'll do the best I can with that. But yeah, what I was saying with the amp is that now I'm contemplating my next gig. My next show, I got some time off. My next show is early February. We have a private party that we're playing. That I might actually try running the amp models, and I might not even run direct this time. Just have my sound guy just mic up the cab and do it the old-fashioned way, but also using the Helix amps, and see how that goes. Johnny Guitars, you bought a Friedman ASM12, but you also run through your JVM 410 to. Yeah, I was using that same. You remember, I was using that same setup. I had the Friedman. It wasn't the monitor one. Maybe it was. Johnny? Is yours the one that is like a wedge where you can lean it back, or is yours like the cab, or is that the ASC? I had the one that was like a wedge, and I just. I said it is the one that's the wedge. I didn't like it. For whatever reason, like I tried the Helix through it, I tried the amplifier through it, and it kept giving me best way to say it kept giving me this like fake bottom end to it. Like it just filled the whole room, and no matter if I turned down, the problem was if I turned down the bass on the amp, on the Helix or whatever, it still. The problem was when I sent that out to front of house, there'd be no bass in that, but through the monitor, through the Friedman, it was still there. Like it just had this really unnatural sounding bottom end to it. So I ended up, I sent it, I got it from Sweetwater, and I sent it back after a week after really, you know, going through every which way with that. But a lot of guys like it. So and I had a CLR. I didn't like that either. My whole thing is I just don't, the FR thing, I just cannot get used to it. I just prefer the real thing on stage. But like I said, I'm gonna try going through some of these amp mods. I wish I had my Helix floor out. I have an open house on my house on tomorrow, so I really don't want to start setting all this stuff up. I have to clean up. But I don't know, anything else we can think of here? Real cabs are the shit. That's Johnny said he prefers real cabs. That's it. We're just so used to it, and there's nothing wrong doing the other way. It's just I couldn't get used to it. I tried. I mean, I spent so much money trying to get it to work that way for me. I just couldn't, and I can't be spending any more money this way. I mean, I still have the Firehawk 1500 here. So if I have a gig where I'm in a jam and I need, you know, something really simple, I have that here. And it's still fun to play through, you know, at home in the studio. But yeah, I got I got 3 cabinets over there on that side of the room. Now when I finally move, I'm gonna have a little bit more space than I have in this room. Not much, but it should be cool. I'm gonna get my guitars hung on the walls, and might get some soundproofing and, you know, insulate all that foam and hang them in various spots on the walls just to get it set up the way I really want. So I'm really excited. As much as I'm excited to go to NAMM, I'm really excited to move. And we're only moving a mile away from here, so it should make things a little easier. And it's going to be a much bigger house, which is, we desperately need that right now. We've outgrown this house. We love the house, but we've outgrown it. I also hope to be doing more recording once I get things set up. Right now, I'm looking over here. I have my 88 key MIDI keyboard over here that it's been sitting there for months. I just can't hook it up now because I'm gonna have to unhook everything when we move too. So this beard, by the way, is my playoff beard. I said I wasn't going to shave until, you might find this funny, I wasn't going to shave until either NAMM comes first or we move, our closing. So right now there is a small chance we could be closing next week, which in that case this will be gone. But if not, this is going to be gone before we go to NAMM. Eddie says go Pats. Yes, tomorrow night. All the noise, they cancel out the noise better than anybody else. And it's funny, and this is not meaning to talk sports, but I've been a Patriots fan since I can remember, when they were terrible. And I know it's going to come to an end. All good things come to an end. It's just incredible how long it's gone. But, you know, I'm preparing myself for when they suck again. It's going to happen. But not yet. And it's just funny how, I think it's been 3 years in a row, ESPN has come out with some kind of stupid story right around the playoffs just to try to distract the Patriots. And all it does is make them upset and focus them even more. And we all know what happens. So I'm hoping for the best, but I really can't complain. They've given us so much. So that's my sports talk for today. Eddie's got a gig. He's going to keep tabs on the game. I'm staying home. I'm watching the game because we're getting a lot of rain. It's sunny out right now, but we're supposed to get like an inch of rain today and tonight, and a little tomorrow, and then it's supposed to go. We're in the 50s today. It's supposed to go into like a deep freeze by nighttime, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying home tomorrow night to watch the game. The Bruins are playing the Canadians too, so I'll be going back and forth on that. I had DirecTV. When I had the roof done, they had to take it off the roof. I had to suspend my account. So now I'm running, since we are on YouTube, I'm running YouTube TV. I signed up. It's like $40 a month, and we got Sling TV too, just to hold us over till we move. And YouTube TV is actually pretty cool. It gives me NESN. I can watch I can watch the Bruins games, the Red Sox. It gives me Boston Sports, whatever it's called. Which is the Celtics games. And it gives all the local channels. I can watch the Patriots when they're on. and it gives you stuff like FX and stuff like that. And then Sling will give you, my kids watch HGTV all the time and Food Network. So that between the two, I'm paying like $65 a month for this month anyway until we move. And I have to get DirecTV again because I'm in a contract and I don't mind having it. They gave me a really good deal on that too. So I don't know why I'm talking about this stuff. I'm supposed to be here talking about NAMM and I just go on a tangent. So who else is here? We got Eddie, we got Johnny Guitars, and there are more people watching, but those two guys are the only brave ones to say hello in the chat. Again, let me see if I can show you guys this. Going to NAMM, 24th, and I have a box of these that I'm taking with me. Let's see if we can hold this up. The Rocket Dad podcast. It's probably going to be a little blurry. What's up, Giovanni? This is my business card. I got about 500 of these and I'm going to be handing out at NAMM to anybody famous that I see or any of these guys working the booths. You know, I got the other side with a nice little microphone, which doesn't really look like this microphone, but it's close enough. Sorry if you're hearing that rumbling. But yeah, I got a box of those that I'm going to be passing out. And again, a bunch of my CDs that I still got a couple of boxes left from when I had them made, when I did the CD. So at this point, they're not really selling anymore. The album's kind of old now, so I'll just give them out, and you never know. Someone might like it and want me to do session work or whatever. Who knows? But someone else is here. Someone else just jumped on. So say hello. We got 3 brave souls that have said hello so far in the chat. Wow, I've been on here for 31 minutes. For you guys that are just getting on, and maybe you were here earlier when I originally was supposed to do this at 9 a.m. Eastern time. I had to shut down the stream like probably 4 or 5 times because it was terrible. The video and audio were terrible, and come to find out, it was because I had Logic open with trying to run the Helix native so I could play, because I don't have my Helix Floor with me today. So I had to I figured it out, shut it down, and here I am, no guitar, can't play. But you know what I do have? And I have not used this yet because I have one on my board already. And Rocktron was nice enough to send this to me. Geez, it's probably been a year. I've been using this product for probably 15 years now, and I'm still on the original one. And this is just a backup that they sent me. But for you guys wanting to use a talk box or learn how to use it, just want to try it, this is the one to get. Don't get the Hale because you're going to need to run a separate amp. And when I had that thing, I kept blowing fuses in it, and then you can always, you can damage your amp if you don't have the ohms set correct. It's just, this has its own 5-watt speaker built into this, its own speaker. So this runs independently off of, nothing to do with your amp. But to me, it sounds just as good as using the other one. And I think MXR makes one too that's very similar. But I've been using the Rocktron brand, the Banshee. They have the Banshee 2 now, but I have the original one on my board. 15 years now. It's still running strong, and this is a backup. I haven't even opened it. I take it to every gig. I'll leave it in my car, just in case of emergency if something happens. And I'm going to have to take, my band is doing, looks like we're going to be doing a residency every Monday for 10 weeks in the summer, starting in June, at a resort in Pennsylvania coming up. So every Monday I'm going to have to drive to Pennsylvania. And they're doing some kind of, I can't remember the name of the resort, but they're doing some kind of like Jersey Shore type theme on Mondays there for their guests. And we're going to be playing a show every Monday night. So I'm looking forward to that. That should be cool. I'm not looking forward to the drive every Monday. Oh, they're giving us rooms. So, it's not like we're going to drive home right after. It's a 4-hour drive. But possibly if anybody here is from Iowa, possibly going to play in Iowa on July 3rd. Just waiting to hear back on that. Independence, Iowa. Right near Independence Day. Sorry, I'm going to fix some cables here. This was what I was going to be plugging in the guitar to if it had worked. But yeah, also you guys here in New England, we're playing March 31st with Foreigner tribute, Cold as Ice, and also a John Cougar Mellencamp tribute called Ain't That America. We're playing at Patriot Place, just speaking of the Patriots, at Gillette Stadium at Showcase Live, March 31st. Tickets are on sale through the Showcase Live website if you're in New England. What's up, Kevin? Kevin's here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. I'm just hanging out really today because I haven't been on in a few weeks, and I probably won't be on until at least February at this point. I'm just looking around to see if there's anything else I can show you guys. This thing is usually full of junk, and the only thing I have on here now is my glasses. Everything's packed. Everything's packed and ready to hopefully go very soon. Kevin, Levi's booth. You know what? I was talking about the NAMM app, and I'm gonna pull it up right now because on the app it lets you put in what booths and stuff that you want to go to. So I want to. Oops, it looks like I have to log into this thing again. Sorry guys, I just want to do this before I forget because I definitely want to stop by the Levi's booth, Kevin, and say hi. And if I have a CD, I'd be happy to give you one. Alright. Let's see what we have here. My show planner. So this is actually it's a really cool app for NAMM. You're right at the front door of Hall D, right beside Martin Guitars. I'm going to have to go there too. But I'm going to pull you guys up. Levi. Search exhibitors so I can put in Levi's. Is it Levi's Leathers Limited? That's what's coming up. Take care, Eddie. Thank you. Make sure you check out the Rocket Dad Podcast Facebook page for updates on NAMM. All right, there you go, Kev. I'm going to put a star next to that. And now if I go back to my show planner, you should be in here. Yep. It says 5202. Does that sound right? 5202. And then it says I can view it on the map. Yep, it says, yeah, there you go. Take care, Johnny. Yeah, are you gonna just be floating around like me, or are you at some booth too? Because I'll come find you if that's the case. Yeah, Kevin, it shows the... No, you probably can't see it. It shows the map, so... That's my house phone ringing. Johnny's floating. All right, well, I'll be floating too, so hopefully we'll run into each other. Yeah, that's my house phone. It's probably a telemarketer, as it usually is, so I'm not going to answer that. What else? I definitely got to check. I got to send a message to someone I know that works with Extreme, because I don't know if you guys know, they're playing at the House of Blues on Saturday night. Kevin's asking, where in Iowa are we playing? All I know right now, Kevin, is it's not set. It's not 100% yet. It's probably halfway there that it might happen. It'd be July 3rd in Independence, Iowa. I think I'd be flying into Cedar Rapids, and then they're supposed to shuttle us to Independence, Iowa. I don't know. I have no idea what the event is. I guess they do this thing every year there. They had a different band. They do different tribute bands every year, and they tried to get us last year. We just couldn't make it work. So hopefully it happens. If you're near there, let me know, and definitely try to get you out to the show. I gotta see if I can contact the guy I know that works with Extreme. Oh, you've played in Dubuque, Iowa. Cool. I've never been out to Iowa yet, so I played in Ohio. I played in Cleveland a couple of times, but I've never played Iowa. Hopefully it happens. Looking forward to it if it does. Oh, you're up in Toronto. All right, cool. Now, do you work for Levi's, or Are you just helping them out? Is Levi's located up in Toronto, or is it just something that you're... Oh, so you work for them and they're in Toronto. I got to check some of those out because right now the straps I use, they're okay. I forget what they're called. Inside sales for Canada and U.S. That's cool. I forgot what they're called, the straps that I use, but I got them from Sweetwater, and they're very simple straps, but they lock, but you don't have to screw anything into the guitar. I can't remember the name of it. Hold on one sec. I'm just checking here. Lock it. There you go. No, it's not Diodario. They're called Locket. If you look it up on Sweetwater, I think they were like $20. But they have this thing where you just pull the slider down and it sits over. You know, you don't have to take the piece out and put a longer screw or whatever. It just goes over that, and then you let it go, and it clamps it back in. And the only problem I've ever had, and it was a big problem recently, is that I had my EVH Ernie Ball Music Man on, playing one day. I went to stand up. The stupid thing fell right off, and there's a chip in the neck on the Music Man, so I got to get that repaired. But I'm definitely going to check your... the Levi straps out. I just like the locking ones just because I get nervous. But I don't know. I'll check them out when I'm there. I'm going to be there, so be happy to do some, a review video on YouTube for you guys. Yeah, it isn't it. It sucks when stuff like that happens, breaking a headstock or whatever. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check the Levi's out. It's on my app. I've got a lot of stuff on that app, and I'm going to be there until I leave Sunday. So I'm going to be traveling all day Sunday. I'm not going to get home until like midnight Eastern time. So I'm Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'll be at NAMM all 3 days. And I do want to see if I can go check out Extreme Saturday night at the House of Blues. I don't know. So far, I haven't found anybody that is going. And I kind of don't want to go to a show by myself. Kind of weird, but I gotta hit up my buddy that works for them, and I played shows with him before, so maybe he can help me out. All right, Thursday. You're gonna be open on Thursday. Cool. I'm gonna try to get there if you can, whether it be on Facebook or whatever. Try to remind me on Facebook if you can as we get closer, because it's going to be a million things going on and my brain's going to be all jumbled. You bumped into Nuno. Hopefully I'm going to bump into Nuno, and then I'm going to bump my podcast card to him and say, hey, why don't you come on the podcast? But at the very least, say hi to him. All right, so I'm going to I think I'm going to call it a day here. Been on here for almost 45 minutes and I'm getting tired of talking. I appreciate you guys coming on, and I'm glad I was able to get this streaming thing situated. Yeah, get back to work. Make me a nice strap, will you? I want a custom made Rich Antonelli strap for when I get to NAMM. Just kidding, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna get there and check the stuff out. And like I said, if I have CDs left, I'll be happy to give you one. But all right, guys, take care. And Kevin's laughing. I'm laughing too. But yeah, I really am looking forward to it. It's going to be a cool time. So take care, guys. And don't forget, the Rocker Dad Podcast Facebook page. Just do a search on Facebook, the Rocker Dad Podcast. If you don't already like the page, just like the page. I'm going to try to put up a lot of photos, a lot of videos. I'm going to try to do live streams if I'm able to, if the cell service is good. If not, I'll upload videos. But next time you see me, hopefully I'll be wearing shorts because I'm sick of this New England weather. Take care.